What's up, wrestling fans?
About Joe Cronin, like I could care less. About Joe Cronin, like I could care less. I'm not really a fan of Joe Cronin, but definitely not a fan.
He thinks he's Howard Stern, and he's got a cool way of talking in the microphone, and he's a very shock jock or whatever. But I have to explain, he looks like one of those guys from Long Island that wants to be a white rapper.
That guy is retarded, and yeah, I could care less about him, dude.
This is the Epic Voice Guy. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
Thunder Rosa signed by AEW today. That's great news. It's big news, too, because it's her birthday. So, like, what a great, I'm sure they knew about this, but why not announce it on her birthday? What a beautiful thing. Happy birthday. And then you get signed. It's her quinceañera all over again. We like to say that. It's a little joke we have. How's everybody doing? Tonight is Out of Nowhere live on Patreon. So if you guys want to hear it, please stop by on Patreon or become a patron for at least $2. You can hear Out of Nowhere tonight. I look forward to hearing what Jake has to say about this, and I'm sure that some people, for some reason, want to hear what I have to say about it. But we'll cut it to a minimum as far as Thunder Rosa goes, but I do want to talk about the rating. That's something that I'm mega interested in. It's a big rating. It's a very nice rating. I feel like I sound like Trump. It's a great rating. It's a very big rating. It's a very great rating. We talked about this the other night about if they bring on a big name, how much of an impact are they going to be? And how much of an impact can they be? I think the rumors around certain people signing with the company obviously helped this rating. But I also think that the previous week being so good, right? Fyter Fest Night 1 was really good. We can all admit this. I feel like I'm a harsh person. There's no doubt about it. With WWE, I even bagged on the John Cena promo, and people like that. And I kind of bagged on it that's the same damn promo he always cuts, so that stinks. Because I know he's better than that. That's why I was mad about that promo. And I know that they just shoehorned him in there because they were like, oh, USA Network needs to have Cena too, or they're going to be mad, and you'll be on Fox Friday to do the real thing. So go out there and say blibbity blop and then get out of there. And also we need some ticket sales too, so makes perfect sense. So I get that. I understand that, but I was harsh on it. A lot of people loved it, though. They were just happy. It was John Cena, so I'll just be happy with that. But the reason why this is important to me is because it makes sense. The ratings, for AEW should be at this. Because just like the WWE ratings, we can look at the AEW ratings and figure out why this happened. You know what I mean? There's a reason that this happened. And it makes sense why it happened. Let me see here if Wrestling Inc. They're always the best at listing the past ratings. So let me see if I can, I don't know if they have it, but I do know they have night 1 of Fyter Fest. They have 1.1, 1,148,000 people watched. Now, last week, 1 million people watched, just barely 1 million. Right? So you had an extra 140,000 people. You had an extra 140,000 people who tuned in. I would say part of that is the signing rumors. Part of that is the hype of last week was really good and I missed it. I heard Fyter Fest Night 1 was really good. I missed it. I got to watch this week. Also, part of that was the whole John Cena and Money in the Bank and WWE doing well. Because when WWE does well, some people decide, well, now I want some more wrestling. Let me go see what that AEW thing was doing again. Or they just heard about it after coming back, whatever the case is. So WWE doing well is good for everybody, no doubt about it. I think you could attribute, I have no idea about this, I'm just guessing and stuff, but you can kind of make an idea for this. That, 10 to 15,000 people watched AEW because of WWE solely. I bet you that's true. or close. I bet you 50,000 people watched because they heard last week was good and they saw it later, or they heard it was good and they missed it. And I'm sure that a lot of people tuned in because they heard about rumors of people being signed, and they thought it was going to happen that night. They thought because of the rumors of Punk and Daniel Bryan, they thought, wow, it could happen this night, so I'm going to tune in now. But either way, this is all good news for AEW. You probably got some newer eyes on the product. You probably created... I would bet money that last night AEW created new fans. Like, I'm going to bet that somewhere between 2,000 to 5,000 people. You created 2,000 to 5,000 new fans that will attempt to watch AEW, I bet, for the next 3 months, right? That's my guess. And I'm completely guessing. That could be way lower, higher, I don't know. But I'm guessing that last night, 2,000 to 3,000 to 5,000 people checked out AEW for the first time, or after not checking it out in over a year. And so that's a good thing. So this is all good news right now for AEW. And you're talking about Raw doing its lowest numbers in the 1.4 million. We're talking about AEW now being only 350,000 views away from Raw. That's crazy. We're 300,000 something views away from Raw. Let me play a donation. Shit bomb!
You become a shit bomb.
Joe, were you able to hear the Climate Change Arena clip?
I still haven't heard it, actually, Gerald. Actually, you DM'd it to me, didn't you? And I never watched it. I got to watch it. It sounds like it's funny. I just want to see if he sounds like I think he sounds, which is like, it's great to be here at the Climate Change Arena. Like, I just picture him sounding like that. And that's basically why I wanted to hear it. I want to see, does Gary Bettman sound like I think he sounds? Gerald Armstrong, thanks, man. Let me go check out. Maybe I can find the DM actually you sent me. Where is it? I don't see it yet. Maybe, did you send it to my other Twitter? I'm not sure. I thank everybody who always compliments the commentary, man. A lot of you guys really nice and send me things about the commentary, and I appreciate that, man. Somebody said, people mention it all the time and mention me, and thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. It's too bad, man. I feel like I'm wasted. I feel like my voice is wasted. I don't know. When you listen to my commentary on Twitter or on whatever website you hear my commentary on, or on Twitter or YouTube or wherever, in New England All-Star Wrestling, Top Rope, wherever you've heard me before, it's very nice. Thank you. You guys are the balls, man. You guys are sweet to me. Even Tommy Dreamer, man. Shout out to Tommy Dreamer. Someone reminded me of that earlier today. That was really cool. I'm just happy that there's people out there like Tommy Dreamer and other people that in the past that have said things to me where it's like, damn, man, that guy said that he loved my commentary and it was really good and I should be doing it somewhere bigger. Like, that means a lot to me, just hearing that from professionals and wrestlers and people like that to reach out to me. So that already right there, that makes me thankful right there. So that's all I need to know. Like, because I'm never sure, like, is it not, like, what's going on? Maybe it's just not, I'm not there, I don't know. So when people reach out to me from the business who I grew up watching, that blows my mind. That really, I don't think I fully take it in at the beginning. So thank you for the comments. I appreciate that, dude. You're nice. Good thing I'm not horrible. That would stink. What's up, Nikki J? How you doing to the weed god? What's up, King James? AEW's on the rise, says Dr. Cortez. No doubt about it, man. I think Tony Khan is making great decisions. I think he's having a fun time playing this game. And a lot of people criticize him for like, oh, he's got all this money, he's taking money and just, whatever. Again, like I said, when you have a lot of money, when you're a billionaire, a millionaire, whatever, you are, a billionaire, family, you can do a lot of things with money. You can waste a lot of money doing a lot of things. Like, you could buy a bunch of cars, you could go into a car shop business. You could open up several different places and goofy, weird things. Like, you could spend millions of dollars on visiting the world, or millions of dollars on investing in something goofy or whatever. These millionaires and billionaires and stuff like that, lots of times they invest in things that are just ridiculous. And a lot of times they don't get back their investment. A lot of times. Sometimes they do. Sometimes they really get it back, They can afford to lose $100 million because then they'll make $500 million, so it's whatever. So, the people that say that about Tony Khan, like, oh, he's whatever and he's got a budget and stuff. It's like, yeah, but at this point, the network is kind of getting what they want, right? Like the network is getting what they want. He's spending money, but they're making money. Not really, I don't think, right? I'm not sure. I don't think AEW is making much of a profit yet, but they could,
Shit
right?
bomb!
They could be.
You become
If they're not, they may be.
a shit bomb.
But they're doing better than they thought, I think.
1:02 and 35 seconds from urinating trees stream last night. That's the only place I heard it.
Oh, okay. I'll look it up. That's funny, Gerald. Hey, Gerald, thanks for the $5, dude. That's already $10. Damn. That's already more money than I made in the last hour and a half. That's crazy, bro. Thank you. My kids are upstairs yelling, so if you hear yelling, it's the kids. The kids yelling. I love Sunny Kiss, man. I don't want Sunny Kiss fired. I know people keep joking about that. I like Sunny Kiss. I think it's a good thing to have good sort of fun mid card and lower mid card talent like right now how Sunny Kiss is, and so I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a problem with that at all. I like Sunny Kiss, and everybody knows that if my wife ever dies and I decide to go for men, Sunny Kiss is in my wheelhouse. No doubt about it. It's funny how I look like such a baseball dad now. I can tell that I'm getting older. Oh, I'm dressed. I got my kind of dressy clothes on, so like not really. This is my like polo golf shirt looking thing. So maybe that's what it is. I'm used to seeing myself with a t-shirt all the time. But I'm really starting to get old. I'm really starting to get old, man. 37. What's happening? I'm about to be 40. I'm running out of time, man. Tony Khan. Even 7-year-olds that WWE targets is turning it off. Yeah, even my kids, dude. My kids don't like WWE that much. My kids know the names, and they kind of go, yeah. My daughter loves John Cena, but she doesn't even know anything. She just loves John Cena for no reason. But my boys, well, the youngest one doesn't know anything, but the older one, he sees AEW, and he's like, yeah, this seems better. He likes... Gavin likes AEW better. He'll sit and watch it a little bit. He'll be like, this is seems more real, he says. He's like, this seems like it's real. Like, are they really hurting each other?
Duncachino?
I'm like, what?
Don't mind if I do. What's my
I tell him, yeah.
Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
You will be in the radar now. This is Nuts F you, Sean Ross.
Yes, F. Sean Ross. Appreciate that. Daniel Son. Thank you for the $5, Daniel Son. You beast. Thunder Rosa has signed on her birthday with AEW. It's big news. It's great news. I absolutely love her. Do you know how great it is to have a woman like Thunder Rosa not only come on our show and talk to us, get signed by AEW, follow me on Twitter, be a sweetheart, and be one of the best women's wrestlers in the world right now. Top 5 women's wrestler in the world right now. She's my top 5. Top 2, top right. It's like Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, and not in any particular order, but Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, and then there's a couple others, and they're really that are in my radar. And it's a wonderful thing to have somebody like that have come on the show a few times, be a sweetheart, and get signed by one of the biggest wrestling companies in the world. That's just awesome. What a story for her. One of the other people that we put over here a lot was Bianca Belair. It sucks when someone like that blocks you on Twitter, and you don't know why. Although I think she doesn't even know what she was doing, but that's okay. But no, Thunder Rosa signed to AEW. It's her birthday. Go give her birthday love on Twitter. She's been wonderful to us. She thinks you guys are nuts, and she's just great. I love her. I love Thunder Rosa. It's the best thing ever for her and AEW. I mean, this is the most like duh thing like to ever happen, like to happen in AEW so far. Like, hey, we signed Thunder Rosa. No shit. Really? I would hope so. It's about time. Now, there may have been some contractual things before with NWA and some other things that, I suppose maybe didn't allow AEW to sign her. It allowed Thunder Rosa to work there because NWA was willing to lend her. And I think Billy Corgan likes working with people. Obviously, they'll work with, goddamn, they need to work with people. But I think there was probably something in the contract somewhere where, hey, we're going to give you, hey, Thunder Rosa, we're going to give you $10,000 to wrestle 20 matches with us, and what you can't, you're our property or whatever. $10,000 sounds like not a lot of money, but I don't think it was a lot of, maybe it was more than that. I don't know. Maybe it was $30,000. $30,000. I don't know. How much was NWA? I should probably reach out to her and ask. Maybe she can't tell us, actually, to be honest. But it could be a lot. It could be a lot more than that, I guess. I don't know. It just doesn't seem to me like NWA was tossing out a lot of money. It really felt like they were just paying by performance, or the contracts weren't really big. Maybe a few people had big contracts though, like Thunder Rosa, like, hey, we want to specifically like make you our person. Here's $50,000. You can't wrestle anywhere else. Without our permission though. Okay. And Corgan eventually said, yeah, you'd be great. You got to do AEW. You got to do it. That'll help us, you, and we're out of business right now. So, yes, we'll allow you to do it. I think that's sort of along the lines of what happened, but I have no idea. I have no source. I'm just speculating off the top of my head. And I think Corgan wants a relationship with AEW. I think Billy Corgan in NWA. And, I have no idea about money and how much people are getting paid. I throw out these guesses all the time. Hey, it's very nice that Thunder Rosa just retweeted our tweet, too. That's really nice. She's always the best. But I think NWA is so great. So is an MLW. Like, these are companies that are going to really help everybody. They're going to help the AEW. They're going to help, New Japan. Everyone's going to help each other, and I think that's the point. MLW and NWA they're definitely companies that you're going to see a lot of talent grow there very quickly, right? You're going to see people, and you've already seen it, obviously, but NWA and MLW, you're going to see so much talent come in there, do well for 6 months to a year, and somewhere at that point, Tony Khan and somebody is going to look over and they're going to be like, man, we got to have that guy. Wouldn't it be great to have this one? And I'm sure at that point, Billy Corgan and NWA will be willing to share that talent temporarily, see how they do on AEW, and at some point, AEW will offer them a bigger contract, and their NWA or MLW contracts will expire, and then they'll process over and move over to AEW, and that will also help grow MLW and potentially NWA as well, but especially MLW. But Thunder Rosa, baby, it's her birthday, and she signed. I know there's some people just coming in now. It's midday, streaming randomly, and this is kind of out of nowhere, but I do want to take phone calls. I know that tonight we have Out of Nowhere going down on the Patreon, but I just wanted to come on and talk specifically about this AEW rating. We haven't even really gotten into it yet, and I'm going to get into it because it's important to, based on where we're going to be going next with AEW. And if they do sign another big name, and I know that everyone's talking about Punk, everyone's talking about Daniel Bryan right now. If they do sign big names like that, what is the impact going to be on the rating? And again, you can look at the rating as in like what people are going to cross over that have never watched before when some name or big name debuts, and then what big names and what people are going to start watching again who were watching a little bit, gave it a chance, and then they decided not to watch anymore for whatever reason back whenever. So there's a whole bunch of things to consider here as far as the ratings go. I've been studying ratings and how these ratings go and how wrestling fans work so much since 2013, 2012, when I started doing these reviews live on YouTube. I was talking to someone the other day about how when I started, it was so hard to go live on YouTube, but I figured it out. Back then, there was a lot of big podcasters with podcasts that were really good, but none of them were on YouTube, and we really did a great job in solidifying a nice audience here on YouTube, when a lot of other people didn't go live. And when the growth of listeners on YouTube and how other shows have come about have helped me understand how ratings work in wrestling almost, because it's just amazing at the amount of just like thousands of wrestling shows to listen to, you know? And it makes it really hard to get even guests. People say, like, why don't you always get guests on? I mean, I've had a lot of guests on from, you know what I mean, Cody Rhodes, Jim Ross, Thunder Rosa, DDP, and $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, you know, Mike Bennett, and just hundreds. We've had a lot of people on this show, but why don't you get more people on the show? It's because, you know, all these wrestlers are being inundated with hundreds of emails every day from all these different people, from Billy's podcast in his basement that's going to get 10 views or 5 views, or, you know, all the way up to, you know, all the big names in the big shows. And I think a lot of wrestlers are at the point where it's like, listen, unless they have a big audience, why would I do this? And I think I'm on the bottom of that list. Like I'm on a list there, you know, where we're viable. But it's still not the biggest. You know, we're at the kind of the bottom of the big, if that makes any sense. Kenny Omega, wow, that's horrific. I'm not gonna read that. I like Kenny Omega. What I love about what Kenny Omega is doing right now, Kenny Omega understands that if he says anything really cool, like actually cool or even interesting or an idea, the fans are gonna like maybe get into it. So Kenny Omega is saying the most boring things possible. Like the other night, what did he say? Like, oh, the spider's web we weave or something. It was just some old saying that was so dorky, but it was perfect because that's not going to catch on with anybody. And it makes everybody kind of go like, what? Oh, what the stupid thing to say is that? But that's good because he's a heel. Whereas when Jericho was a heel, one of the problems with Jericho, even though Jericho's a genius, I love Jericho, he's amazing, it's what makes him great. But when Jericho was a heel and when he was kind of, you know, turning into his face turn before that, he really launched his face turn because halfway through his heel run, Chris Jericho began saying things that were cool, like, oh, you know, everything from the circle was a good idea because it's not the most catchy thing, but, you know, everything from, you know, Le Champion to like, you know, a little bit of the bubbly and all this stuff. It's like, dude, this is, everyone get into it, and they wanted to buy the wine, buy the bubbly. They wanted to buy this, that, and the other thing. They wanted to buy everything Jericho had to offer, and it's like, but he's a heel. So it's like, dude, you're a heel, but everyone loves you, which is great. But I think Kenny Omega has been really careful to sort of be like, literally be a loser. That way, that thinks he's cool, right? He's like a loser that thinks he's cool. And so nobody really can get behind that. Yeah, the Fu Manchu and everything, like nobody really is into this. In fact, many of the smarky guys are out there saying like, why are they doing that? They look stupid. It's like, yeah, that's the point. They actually kind of look interesting in a way to me, but I get it. Like, why would they do that? They don't look good at all like that. It's like, yeah, I know. That's the point. They literally want you to not like them for real, because otherwise there's a danger that something little they do will get over. And it's like, they're already the Young Bucks. They're already Kenny Omega. We're trying to put over these faces and these other people. If we do something that's too cool, people are going to love. I mean, listen, people are going to kind of like them anyway. The guys that created everything, the elite, you know, people are going to kind of like them anyway, no matter what. So that's the thing. But by doing what he does, you know, and just being completely just, you know, just being dorky on purpose, it's so great. It's a great idea. It's obviously a game plan because he's done it now several weeks. I've noticed this and I've called this out on the air. That it was genius. I just want to give some. I don't think a lot of people picked up on it or have talked about it, and that's why I want to mention it, because I see what Kenny Omega is doing, and it's brilliant. You know, so to break the kayfabe there. But yeah, you know, we've criticized other things like the whole trailer thing with Moxley and how dumb that was. Really a bad thing, but whatever. It is what it is. Listen, I appreciate it. Thanks to Thunder Rosa for the retweet, too. That was pretty friggin' nice of her on her birthday. I wonder how old Thunder Rosa is. She's certainly younger than me. What am I, 37? I turned 37, right? You guys know. I don't even know my own birthday. I don't know. Have you ever guys, McCafe, whatever, the McCoffee, it's actually not bad, man. The black coffee, it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. I was just over there, and somebody told me it was because it's Tim Hortons' old mix. Somebody said that the other day. They were like, well, dude, it's Tim Hortons, because Tim Hortons now buys different coffee in Canada than they used to buy. It's not as good. And the McDonald's guys bought. Now they actually buy the coffee from the people that you. I don't know. Somebody said that not that long ago, and I don't know how true that is, but I think it is. I think it might be true. It's pretty good. Daniel, thanks for the $5, man. Appreciate it. We had over 300 subscribers this past couple of weeks, which is huge, man. 300 subs in a couple of weeks is good for me. And shout out to you guys for getting us to 70,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And over 312 patrons on Patreon. That's sick, too. Joe, you're 69. Okay, Dale knows that I'm 37. Thank you. Joe, he's 420. Crazy Horse says Thunder Rosa is awesome. Yeah, dude, Thunder Rosa is great. And Britt Baker, I mean, who doesn't want to see that again? I mean, honestly, dude, that match was so good. It's, I don't mark out for a whole lot of stuff, but if I could get that Britt Baker t-shirt or the Thunder Rosa t-shirt, or what I would like is a Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa combined t-shirt from a picture from the match. I don't mark out for things often, and I don't get too into memorabilia and things like that, but I would love a t-shirt with Thunder Rosa on it and Britt Baker in that match that they had that was so good on AEW, and get that signed by both of them. I'd hang that up. That was a damn nice match. You know what I mean? That's like back in the day, I would want the Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin WrestleMania 13 t-shirt signed, Not saying that that's exactly on the same level, but it was pretty damn good. It was really good for the most part. And going back to the Tony Khan talk, we talked about Tony Khan a few minutes ago, but going back to that, I just wanted to say that once again, like I said, billionaires and millionaires can spend money in all different types of ways. I think people that get on Tony Khan, I don't understand. Wrestling fans that get on him like, what is he doing? Or he's wasting the money. He's not getting the money. Who cares? All that matters is you're getting extra wrestling. I can't believe that people aren't happy about that. I don't mind criticizing everybody. I'll criticize everybody. I'll give you criticism on matches, ideas, whatever. Anybody. Vince McMahon, Tony Khan, whatever. But Tony Khan's like, he shouldn't even be doing. What are you talking about? If he wasn't doing that, he would be doing some other hobby. Like I said, people, you do it. We all do it. Average people. I don't have a lot of money, so there's not a whole lot of money that people put into their hobby, right? When I started this show back in 2012, specifically on this channel, this was my hobby, right? I was working a regular job making $35,000 a year at my regular job. And I bought a microphone that was $30, not this one, a $30 microphone, and I had my beat-up computer that was dying, and I put a couple of dollars into my hobby, and then my hobby became this. But for years, I was in the negative, right? I had to buy a mixer. I bought a mixer. It was $80, right, or $60. Bought a mixer, bought a microphone, and so at that point, I was negative $300 in the hole from my hobby of doing this, since I left radio and I didn't do broadcasting anymore, and I wasn't a wrestler anymore and all those things. So, I ended up putting about $500 into my hobby over the course of 2 years, or a little bit more than that, really, right? So we all put money into our hobbies. So if Tony Khan's hobby is I love wrestling, I know wrestling, I think I can make wrestling work, and he puts some money into it, and it doesn't receive a return for a few years, or it's in the negative for a few years, that's okay, because in 5 or 6 years, if it didn't work out, hey, it didn't work out, whatever. You go back to doing what you do. But if it did work out, you know what I mean? Like, it was very worth it to put that money in. But on top of it, you all get entertained and I get entertained for nothing. Look at what we've already gotten from this company, all because a guy was like, yo, I'm going to make my hobby into something. Let's go. I'm going to make my passion and hobby, my side, the thing that I've always loved, into this business. Like, we've all gotten this big extra boost and excitement from this. The wrestling industry, he's like essentially giving back in a way. It's bizarre. So the people that are like, oh, what's he doing with the money, and what, is he ever going to see money back? Who cares? Like, he's going to be fine whether it succeeds or doesn't. But what's interesting is that he's put in, and he is getting a return a little bit. And if he signs a couple of big names and a couple of other names that we're looking at coming up potentially, maybe does, maybe doesn't, then in 5 years or in 2 years from now, what's it going to look like? You know what I mean? Look how far Impact has stretched out, right? How, like, TNA Impact. Now, that's a company where, you can make more of an argument there. Like, was money lost there for a passion that ended up, costing people a lot of their lives and money? That's more of an argument. Tony Khan has money that's way beyond what, I believe Dixie Carter had and all those people. So this is high risk. No, this is low risk, high reward type of stuff. So the people that criticize the money, I have no idea. But once again, Thunder Rosa signs. Buenos tardes. John, I see you in the chat. What's going on, man? I see you in the chat, man. He's always yelling at me about my Spanish. But how you doing, man? What are you, 28? You're 28. That's yeah, you're 28. 28. So Thunder Rosa signs with AEW. It's beautiful, man. Great stuff. Great. Just finally, right? Finally, she's there. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa. Now, how is Thunder Rosa going to play? She's so over with the fans. So isn't Britt Baker. So those are two big faces.
Duncachino?
Who are the heels
Don't mind if
in
I
AEW?
do. What's my name? Duncachino. It's a whole new game. Duncachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm
drinking McDonald's today. Oh no. What am I doing?
Just hit 30 today. I'm getting old, lol.
Oh my God. Well, let me.
El Diablo. Happy birthday.
What's birthday in Spanish? Isn't it like miércoles or something like that? I don't know. You tell me. We're talking about Spanish today because Thunder Rosa got signed. Something like that. Quinceañera. That's for women only, John. Quinceañera is you can't have a guy. Guys don't have that. I don't. It's like Sweet 16. He's in the chat like, yo, that got blocked by Google. Google blocked that. It doesn't like non-English words, I guess. The villain, happy birthday, man. Happy 30. It's all downhill now, dude. Trust me. I look like a baseball dad now. Look at me. I look like a baseball dad. I look like a golfer right now. I look like I'm going golfing. That's what I look like. My residual self-image is like goth. It's like long black hair and like no hair on my face, and like I'm in a band and I've got all these necklaces and things and shit like that, and I'm like goth. That's my residual self-image. But my actual self-image is I'm going bald, I'm getting chubby, I look like I'm a baseball father. Like I look like I'm like, get on the field, John, you idiot! That's what I look like. I'm starting to look like Alex Jones, or something like that. I don't know. Happy birthday, man. But that's why I don't have much I don't have much time left to do commentary. So I've applied at NHL minor league teams. I've applied at every wrestling company there is. I am doing commentary for New England All-Star Wrestling, Top Rope, and a couple of other promotions. So I'm doing like commentary for 5 indie promotions. I'm doing some commentary for Title Match Wrestling and some of their stuff. They're wonderful. Love them. Check out Title Match Network, guys. It's like the WWE Network for everything independent wrestling. Everything. iPay-per-views are there. It's actually got more content, I think, than Fight TV even has. But Fight is another good one. But, man, Title Match has so much stuff. All this stuff, man, you can... If you use coupon code Cronin, it's only $4.99 for 3 months instead of $9.99, and you can just browse it forever. There's like, I think they're like at 8,000 clips at this point. 8,000 DVD on-demands. There are live iPay-per-views a couple times a week from whatever companies are doing their live streams, particularly on that site, Title Match Network. So check out Title Match Network, use coupon code Cronin, and you'll get a big percentage off there. Just wonderful. You guys know about them. Just so many great matches and companies that you guys can see over there. It's great. Definitely give Thunder Rosa her happy birthday, man. I'm turning 38 this year. Okay. Go Hogs. What's up, Go Hogs? Okay, so anyway, I want to talk about this rating. This is really good. It's really good news for wrestling. It's good news for Tony Khan. For AEW, for all the wrestlers, for everybody. 339-226-6610. I'm going to put the number up. And if you guys want to call, we'll take calls. And I know tonight is out of nowhere. We're going to have a lot of news. Jake has a lot of news. There's a bit of news that I'm not even going to talk about here because I'm going to save it for out of nowhere, which is behind the paywall on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. So make sure you guys check out that tonight. When am I going on the PGA Tour? That's a good point. I look like I'm going full PGA Tour right now. Or I'm selling windows again, Happy birthday, Mikkel. What do you think Vince thinks when Punk and Bryan go to AEW? If they go. Well, like I said last night, my opinion would be if I was Tony Khan, I would bring in, if I was able to get DB and CM, we're just going to give people names based on 2 letters. If AEW were to get CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, which would be crazy, I would do kind of what I was mentioning. I would think about doing what I mentioned the other day, which was like, you bring Daniel Bryan in like as a surprise in the New York show, but it's not really a surprise because people kind of know about it. So, he comes out and it's a big thing, and Tony Khan says he's got a big announcement tonight, and the crowd all kind of knows because we've heard these rumors it's somebody. And then when it's Daniel Bryan, the place would be going crazy, and he gets in the ring with Tony Khan, and all week long and all day long, Tony Khan had been tweeting out about, I've got a big surprise for everybody, huge surprise, a big name is going to debut tonight. And, Tony Khan can be like, well, you guys know what time it is. I'd like to welcome a special guest to the ring first. And then out comes Daniel Bryan, and the place explodes, right? He gets in the ring, and the place has exploded. Everyone's going nuts. But everybody kind of knew it was Bryan, but they're still freaking out and marking out for it anyway. And he's like, and then Tony Khan can get the microphone back and be like, yo, I told you. Hang on a minute, caller. I'm going to put you on hold real quick. Just stay on hold. I told you I was going to have a big surprise for you guys, and the big name was going to debut. But you guys all knew it was Daniel Bryan, didn't you? And everybody's like, yeah, I know you guys heard the rumors. You heard the rumors. You knew about it. But that's why we still have to introduce the big surprise. Even though Daniel Bryan is a mega signing, and this is amazing, no doubt about it, Daniel. I'd like to introduce you to the real surprise, his opponent at All Night, All In, or whatever the hell it's going to be. And then CM Punk comes out and faces off with Daniel Bryan. And that's the first match that you're booking with these two guys. CM Punk comes out after, like, dude, the place would blow up. Like, people would have aneurysms in the crowd. Like, if Daniel Bryan came out and you thought that was the surprise, and then it was announced that, oh, yeah, he's a big deal and a big surprise, but you guys knew about him signing. But this guy's the surprise. And then Punk comes out and they get in each other's faces. You guys explained to me that for a long time you guys have wanted to, have this match. And blah, blah, and the fucking just crowd's just freaking out. People are dying in the crowd. Like, people are dying in the crowd. People are coming, dying, having heart attacks. Like, it's just insane. It would be great. And then not only could they have this match, but at a later time, if one of them picks up the AEW championship, they can have that rematch. And so I don't know, that's me, but, that's just an idea. It could be stupid. I don't know. And then if they're not getting signed by AEW, and this is all just a bunch of stuff, because this is the problem with wrestling fans getting their hopes up and with rumors coming out in certain ways, then people start groaning, But luckily AEW is good, so the fans don't take over the show, really. We've almost seen none of that in AEW, fans taking over a show. They only do that in WWE because it's so bad that when something doesn't go their way that they hoped happened, it doesn't happen. The fans are nasty to WWE. Whereas if AEW doesn't necessarily do something that people wanted 100%, the fans kind of just are happy anyway. Like, oh, whatever, and then what happens is I think AEW and Tony Khan is in the back and they go, oh shit, they wanted this. Oh, okay, all right. And then they give it to you. Whereas in WWE, they fuck with your head. Like, it's so weird. Let's go to the phones. 240, what's up?
Hey, Ryan the Heel.
Ryan the Heel, brother. What's going on, dude?
Not much. Cutting my hair. Enjoying my day off work. I have a couple questions.
Cut my hair for me, will you? Because it looks like hell. My hair looks like shit. No, what's going on?
So Daniel, I'm going to call him Bryan Danielson. So he signs with AEW. Who do you think?
Allegedly. He allegedly signs with AEW, but no. What'd you say? Who's he gonna what?
Who do you think his first opponent would be?
Well, I mean, if they're gonna sign Punk, I would do that. But if not, who is his first opponent? I mean, I would probably make it Kenny Omega. I would make his first opponent Kenny Omega potentially. But then again, do you want him in the title picture right away? I don't know. So my opinion would be sign CM Punk and have Daniel Bryan face CM Punk like in their own match. But right now, if Daniel Bryan joined AEW today and he wasn't going to Monday Night Raw and he was joining AEW today, I mean, who's going to beat Kenny Omega? I mean, I guess we got to think about cowboy shit, right?
Right.
Do you want him to become the AEW champion?
Adam Page? Oh,
Adam
yeah.
Page.
Oh, yeah. He deserves it.
So Adam Page. So see, that's the thing is like because they're on the road to building Adam Page to defeating Kenny Omega potentially, and potentially winning the AEW championship. I guess then I would want, once Kenny Omega now is beltless, I think a good opponent for him would be Daniel Bryan. I think that would be huge. Daniel Bryan versus Kenny Omega would be I mean, I would believe is something people want to see.
Right.
And I don't know about the Punk rumors, but I'll just go with Daniel Bryan for now. But for right now, yeah, Daniel Bryan, Omega, and that gives Omega something to do. At some point when he loses the belt, I think Omega's ended up. I've liked Omega as a champion. I've actually liked it. I think he's been better. Sanja W, thanks for the sub. And listen, I like Moxley, and I think Moxley's good, but he just doesn't. He's not always the best with belts for some reason. When he's got a title belt around his waist, it just doesn't. He doesn't always. He almost seems like you don't care, and so it doesn't work with him as well. I think the best champions have been Jericho and Omega. At first, Omega was. I was hoping he wouldn't be a comedy act, Don Callis has made a huge difference. Without Don Callis, they knew exactly what they were doing. Don Callis is a treasure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Omega can put over Daniel Bryan. Or they could have 3 matches and maybe Omega wins the second one, Daniel Bryan wins the first and third, and then they're off to the races as far as that goes. And Cody Rhodes is going to probably lose eventually here to Malachi Black, and then Cody Rhodes will go away to shoot his TV show for 4 to 8 weeks or whatever it is.
Right.
So there's a lot of things coming up here. And Thunder Rosa, potentially we're going to get this rematch with Britt Baker maybe. The only problem is, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker are like kind of like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 12. They're both over with the fans. All the fans like both of them. So this is going to be face and face. But the AEW claims they don't care about faces and heels a lot, but I think they kind of I never understood that when they said, "Oh, we're not going to do the face and heel thing." But AEW does that a ton. Most people are a face or a heel, and even on commentary when they brought Jericho on, it's like, "Okay, you're a heel commentator." It's like, so I think some of the stuff they said early on was like a mistake. Like, we're going to do this, that, and the other thing, which was all good and well. Even records, records are, it reminds me of the video game. It reminds me of Diablo 3. This is super dorky and nobody knows what I'm talking about, almost anybody. But Diablo 3, when it came out, was like, a lot of people were like, oh, we can't wait for the PvP and what's going to happen with player versus player. And then Diablo never really had player versus player. And then they launched this like shitty like brawling thing in the game, and it wasn't good at all. And it was like, wow, Diablo 2 had some of the best player versus player stuff ever in an AARPG. And I think AEW is like, we're going to have stats and records and all these things. And by the way, Excalibur is phenomenal at keeping track of stats and knowing stats and technical stuff. Absolutely. Like, he's not my favorite announcer ever, but he's good. And he's really smart, and he's doing all that stuff. And I feel like the poor guy is doing a lot of work that doesn't matter. But it is a nice little thing to have, so it does matter. So I am happy that Excalibur's doing it. But it's a super minor thing. But it is playing into it a little bit. Like, it does play into it, and I like having it because it's something that the commentary team can build off of. Well, he's 17-1, John, or well, he's 8-1 since he got beat. So clearly he's getting the wheels back on the track. And it's this little extra story that can be added potentially. And when it doesn't help the story, they can just leave it out and not mention it. So I still like that.
Yeah, kind of like that botch they did with Britt Baker and Nyla Rose the other night.
Oh God, that was not a good thing. I don't know, but they keep trying with Nyla Rose, and I don't know. It just hasn't worked out. Nothing's worked with her for whatever reason. It's like I almost think maybe they're too afraid to do certain things with her because of they don't want to get some kind of blowback with the whatever. And then at the same time, it's like she's calling herself the Beast and stuff, and then she loses, and then but can she be face? How could they do that? Maybe they could tell a story with her having to work through her hardships with her, being, her transition, but they don't want to get into that. They don't want to get into those things. So it's kind of like there's like nowhere to go with Nyla Rose right now, it feels like.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff they can do with her, but unfortunately, like, I don't know, they just won't push the button, and I can't see her being a face either. Like, I'm sorry, I just can't.
Yeah, unless you, like I said, unless people like bully her and stuff like that, and things like that go on, and you go there, with that story with the LGBTQ type stuff, but they don't want to get into that, obviously. So Ryan the Heel Man, thanks for the call, Ryan. Thanks so much, man. There's a few other calls coming. I'm gonna try to get to everybody. But yeah. So I don't know. I think that they're stuck because they're afraid of what they can do with that. But I think Nyla wants to play ball with whatever. I'm sure Nyla would like to be face and do this whole thing of, rah-rah, like, they haven't really done any virtue signaling is what I'm getting at. They could do that virtue signal of like, this is what I've had to fight through my life. This is who I really am. And the other women in the back attack me for it, and this person attacks me for that. And you could go there, try to make her a face, and you might win her over with the crowd. But also people might find that cringy, and then other people might hate that, like be upset at that. So you're stuck with this sort of like she's the heel beast, and that's, I don't know why it's not working out for her. Probably because she always loses, but then if she wins, people get really mad when she wins. So it's a weird thing. People get angry when she wins anything.
Shit bum.
It's weird.
Polo shirt wearing baseball cap having black McCafe drink. Cronin has gone full dad mode. Next you're gonna tell me the best routes to take to get to work. Shoutouts to JCS Army.
Yo!
He'll represent when Tony Khan announces his West Coast tour.
Let's go, Alex.
Alex, thank you for the $5 and becoming a $5 shit bum, man. What's up? Go check it out, man. Thunder Rosa signed by AEW. Great news. She's in AEW for good. And it's her birthday today. So, happy birthday to Thunder Rosa. So much good news today. Wow, thank you, man. It's great to hear from all you guys today. It's been wonderful. A lot of people hit me up, a lot of craziness. Some of the shock stuff and shock culture we always do here definitely probably could be the reason why some people don't come on, but I'm not sure. Who knows, really? Much appreciated to JJ who retweeted our video from the other night. That actually got a lot of retweets, like over 200, which didn't come from me or you guys, really. So that's pretty epic stuff. But yeah, update regarding CM Punk possibly signing with AEW is out by several sources. Let me see what we got here. Ringside News reporting it looks like CM Punk is AEW bound with the site Nothing to Follow. Source has confirmed this arrangement with Punk. So I don't know what's going on, guys, but these are real rumors. These are like very real rumors. This isn't like rumors that someone's in talks with. This is far above that. And what I'm understanding from this, what I've heard from my sources, I'm going to give you mine right now. Here it comes. My sources say that Tony Khan's idea, and listen, Tony, if you want to hit me up, I'll divulge my sources, but it's going to cost you $100,000. No, I'm poor. I need a job. Anybody from MLW watching? Joe Cronin needs a job. Let's go. Commentary position, let's go. Commentary all over my Twitter, all over YouTube, let's go. I need to make another $50,000. What's up? I'm ready to be hired. But no, the rumor is, and what I heard is, and this could be fake, could be false, could be BS, could be nothing. But what I understand, according to the rumor, Tony Khan wants to sort of have this Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Diesel Razor moment, right? So I heard that. Diesel Razor moment, right? But when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash showed up in WCW, they came through the crowd together for an invasion, right? Like they're the outsiders invading WCW. But, CM Punk hasn't wrestled in 7 years. The only person that would seem like they were invading would be Daniel Bryan. But everyone's so smart to the business, everybody knows that, whatever. So them coming through the crowd doesn't have that impact. Nobody's buying that. But with my idea earlier that I just gave you guys, with them being like, tonight in New York, big announcement, a big debut is going to happen. Somebody that you didn't see coming, whatever. Something that you could, a big announcement. And if I was AEW, what I would do is spend time trying to sort of leak out and make sure people realize Daniel Bryan's going to be there. It's confirmed Daniel Bryan's in New York. I would even leak out a photo of him outside the arena. Like, I would go as far possible to basically use Daniel Bryan as an advertisement that he's going to be there. What, you don't want to miss this. He's going to be there. So Daniel Bryan's going to be there. And Tony Khan has a big announcement to introduce the new AEW superstar. And like I said, here comes Daniel Bryan. The crowd explodes. But Tony Khan says, well, listen, guys, I got to stop you for a second. I brought Daniel Bryan out here, and I know everybody's freaking out and you're happy. I brought him out here, but you guys all knew he was here. We've been basically allowing it to be known that we signed him, right? This announcement isn't for Daniel Bryan. It's for this guy. And then boom, that's when CM Punk comes out. And it'd be even funny if Daniel Bryan didn't know that. Like Tony Khan said to Daniel Bryan, Daniel, I gotta admit something to you. When we're in the back, I said we'd come out here, we'd say hi to the crowd, we'd have a good time and everything. But I got to tell you, Daniel, you've agreed to have your first match on this date. I got to admit something to you. The big announcement, the new superstar, isn't you. We sort of made it known you were going to be here. The big announcement is this other guy who's going to be your opponent at blah, 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 blah. And that's when CM Punk comes out. Boom! Just fucking blah. Like I said, people are dying in the crowd. People are having aneurysms. And CM Punk and Daniel Bryan are staring at each other in the face. And Tony Khan is in the middle. And blah, blah, blah. And they go off air. Like, that's insane. That, if you really are going to sign Punk and Bryan, that is what you do. 100%. I mean, somebody reach out to me from AEW to take this video down before people figure that out, because that's the in my opinion, I don't know, one of the best ways to introduce those two guys. But maybe there's another thing you could do. I don't know. But here's the thing. CM Punk can have his original music because CM Punk owns something, the rights to that or a piece of that. So CM Punk, I believe, can come out to his music. Daniel Bryan can also come out to his music because that song in itself is open, whatever you call it, whatever the hell the word, I don't know. Someone in the chat will think of the word of the saying, open forum or whatever. That song is now, you can't copyright that song. You can copyright the performance of the song that was done in WWE, but that song recovered or covered or the original version or whatever, I believe is Creative Commons or Open Commons or whatever the hell whatever the saying the word is. I don't know. I don't remember. So these two guys can legit have their theme music that you recognize. On top of, like, when you hear the music, you'll know it's them. There's like public domain. Thank you, Lord and AK. What's up, Always Nerdy? How you doing, man? So, open bunghole. That's a good point. So that viability right there there is nobody else really that you could do that with other than when new music hits, the name comes up so people can cheer. But this will be a different effect because this music will immediately trigger in your head, holy shit, it is Daniel Bryan. Holy shit, it is CM Punk. I don't think there's almost anybody there's almost nobody that you could do that with. So that's huge. Real spine-chilling stories online. Cody in the chat says, I want to die today. Well, Travis won't like that. Plus, A. Walter says, I think it's being said Punk for All Out and Daniels for New York. You know, that could be cool, too, if you're debuting people at different places. That, you know, that works, too. That's fine. You know, hey, listen, I get it. But, that's huge, man. We'll see what happens. I just wonder, how is Tony Khan smiling that this news is out? Is he like, perfect. This is what I wanted. Get the hype going. Let's go. Or was he like, fuck, who the hell leaked this? Or how did this get found out? You know, I would love to know. But in the interest of still keeping all of you and me and everybody curious, Tony Khan just can't respond to this. He's just got to keep going poker face. Like if someone asked Tony Khan, he's probably hiding at this point. Like if someone asked him, Tony, what about this rumor here? It looks like you guys, blah, blah. Yeah, you know, it looked like that a year ago or 2 years ago when that rumor happened too. And we tried to sign him. It didn't work out. We've been in talks with lots of people off and on. And it's amazing some of the names that end up leaking out, but then you sign somebody completely different. And we do have some things coming up and they're really cool, but I just hope people aren't disappointed is all, because, you know, a lot of these rumors are not right, but they're close to right, but they're not right. And I just hope people aren't disappointed. And I hope that's Tony's answer, in my opinion. If I'm Tony Khan, that's my answer. Like some weird ambiguous thing like that. I think, to keep the curiosity, I suppose. 773, what's up?
Hey, Joe. First things first, that fat SJW librarian you had on last week, I still can't get her out of my mind.
Wait, who?
That fat SJW librarian you had reading the books to the kids last week. You played a clip of her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, with the rainbow,
mind,
with the dildo on the suit.
No, it was like she had like a little hat on, like a winter hat.
Oh,
I
God.
called the show last week. She was pretty cute, but
no.
Want to get your opinion on the new AEW Rampage show. Do you think it's going to be like, okay, we got a storyline on Dynamite on Wednesday, and are they going to continue that storyline on Friday night, or is it going to be like, okay, storyline A on Dynamite, and then storyline B on Rampage?
So in my opinion, thanks for the call, by the way. In my opinion, I would have Rampage be, you would do both, right? So in my opinion, it would be, you would have some things cross over to Rampage, but not a lot, like, right? Like one or two things maybe cross over, right? So for instance, with Rampage, you could do this. You could say, you know, say a guy gets attacked by another wrestler randomly, right? You could have it be announced that now they're going to have a match on Rampage. You can also announce that they're going to have a match next week here on Dynamite. So I think doing everything is in play. That's what I would do. I would say once in a while, when we need it and when we want it, we're going to put it on Rampage. But I would try to book Rampage as its own thing. Like 75% of Rampage would be its own thing. Like if something happens on Rampage, the story continues next week on Rampage, right? But theoretically, you would have a few things from Dynamite, you know, that could carry over onto Rampage specifically. So one thing or so a week. You can also have it where, okay, if Darby Allin is wrestling so-and-so in a best-of-3 situation, You could have match 1 take place on Dynamite, match 2 take place on Rampage, and then you could have match 3, if it goes to 3, which you would probably want it to, take place on Dynamite. So some things would cross over, but the goal would be to try to keep most of the storylines and the things on Rampage separate, but 25% chance of bleed over, right? That's what I would do if it was me. And I don't know yet how different they want to structure the show. Like, Dark definitely feels like, and I know that when Cody Rhodes was here on the Joe Cronin show, here on our show, Cody Rhodes talked about how, like, you know, we don't want to call it the mid-card title. We don't want to, you know, downgrade certain things. I get that. I get the theory to that. Like, you don't want people to think, oh, Rampage is the B show or Rampage is the little show. But it's just what's going to happen. Like, it's going to feel like Dynamite's 1, Rampage is 2, and now Dark is 3. That's just how it's going to come off, feel, and how it's really going to be. I mean, you can try to pretend to not do that, which I understand, not doing that. Yeah, but it's going to be WCW Thunder-like, right? I would think you'd want to kind of be like Thunder, but you'd kind of want to cross the streams quite a bit too, like to where it's like, okay, man, I saw AEW Dynamite tonight. I want some more. And then that one thing's happening on Rampage. I'll check that out. You know, so it's, again, 75% should be its own show, and 25% should bleed into it from Dynamite, in my opinion, if I was running it. That way you're getting crossover from Dynamite to Rampage. It's a bad time slot, too, so that's just what it is. But they know that, and that's okay. That's what the programming is calling for. We want a show that can be here at this time because we believe wrestling fans will tune in, you know, and check this out at a higher level than some of the other shows that we could put on, or we don't have other shows to put on, you know, whatever the case is. 773 again. What's up?
I just called in to say about the show, about the FTW title. What do you think they should do with that title? Should they make it a super heavyweight title or just make it like a hardcore title?
I think they should drown it in an ocean. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think I think right now it just kind of serves as like the honor of Taz. Like, it's not, like you said, like there's no reason for it other than it means something to Taz. So you're in his group. It's like the $1 Million Championship. I don't think it needs any of that stuff. Now, I agree. I like what you just said. I wish it was like a hardcore title. Well, like the FTW Hardcore Championship, that'd be great if they did something like that.
And on top of that, not to.
Yep.
Sorry to cut you off. And on top of that, you need something for guys like Joey Janela and hell, I even throw Darby Allin in that mix. You need something for them to do. And another question: do you think Rampage should at least add another hour to it? Because that 1 hour, I don't know if it's going to really work, especially if you wanted to like do TV. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean it is a quick shot. I mean, it's only an hour. It's a quick shot. You know what I would do is you just kind of helped with that idea with that hardcore thing, because I wouldn't want to bring another belt in, even though FTW is kind of just a placeholder belt and it's not recognized as a real, you know, title in the company. Really, I would create the Hardcore Championship and I'd put it on Rampage. You know, like you just said, that'd be great. What if the Hardcore title was defended, you know, every other week on Rampage? That would be huge, I think. So I think right there is a great idea for Rampage. Hardcore title.
Yeah, and then too, I heard Tony Khan say he wanted an edgier promotion. I think he wanted this promotion to be more edgier. I don't think this is the one to be developmental, because if it was developmental, it would have he would have just kept dark. So I think you might need a little bit more edgier in this thing. I don't know how TBS might take this, because TBS is a little bit more family friendly than what TNT is.
Yeah, if they can, I mean, they'll have a TV 14 rating anyway, I'm sure, and why not make it more edgy? Because it almost, I'm sure Tony Khan might be thinking back to, ECW days. I mean, ECW was only 1 hour long, so if ECW was 1 hour long, you know what I mean? I would try to do that, and so why not bring in a hardcore belt for Rampage and have this kind of hard-hitting show for 1 hour? If it can only be 1 hour, make it just a crazy hour. So if that's what Tony Khan said, then shit, you might get that.
Yeah, and on top of that, think about it. Who knows? This may not be a one-off for guys like Nick Gage. Nick Gage might want to come back in. And since they're doing cross promotion, you might as well do something with GC Game Changer Wrestling. You could probably, do something with Combat Zone. Who knows? And maybe you can use some of that on Rampage.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're nailing it on everything. I like these ideas. You just sparked me. And you're going to hear me now for weeks pushing that I want this hardcore, edgy show, and it's because of you. Thanks for the call, man. That was a great call. I like that guy. Great call, and yeah, man, you totally sparked that in me. I'm going to unpause the donations in a minute. I see something, some couple of things coming in. And you guys can, if you want to donate, you guys can using Streamlabs Perfect Sparrow, or I don't have Evil Spectrum up, so if you donated, just let me know and I'll pull it up for you. But there's the link right there for you if you guys want to do that, or super chat there, whatever. Now jumping on the call with us on Thunder Rosa's birthday is Luke Rojas. What's up, Luke?
Hey, what's up? Well, Rojas, Rosa. It's like, who gives a fuck? I was gonna make a joke, but that didn't work.
Any reason for a white guy to pretend he knows what he's talking like?
Yeah,
I know what's going on, dude. What's up, brother?
Oh no! Why don't you do your shitty Spanish where you say "los papeles" or some fucking shit, and then pretend that you're like, oh yeah, dude, I really love all the Latinos in my community. I'm just down with everybody, man.
That's awesome. Tiene sus
I only
papeles.
hang out with white people, but
yeah,
I'm down with everybody, man. I'm down with everybody. My friend Bobby. That's the only person you fucking.
I don't know why, but I really do. I don't know what it is, but I don't know why, but not with anybody else, but with Hispanic people for real. Like, I don't know why I always make friends with people. Like, I don't know what I think it's my humor, dude. I think a lot of people with this humor, the only people that still have this humor left are people with a Hispanic background or from Mexico or from just Latin. Like, I don't know what it is, but like anybody in that vicinity of background seems to enjoy my comedy, but a lot of other people, they're just like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, like, I mean, black people are split down the middle. A lot of them understand it, and a lot of them are like, yo, man, I thought you were funny, but then you said that shit about all the fucking Black Panther group, and I just didn't understand. Like,
oh my
shut
god,
the fuck up.
Well, no one's more uptight than the whites now. The white people are really uptight. You fucking offend them real quick.
Yeah.
You got like fat, just gigantic like white women who are angry, more angry than anybody. Like what did Bill Burr say, that they hijacked the movements or whatever?
Yeah, when he was trying to play nice guy for SNL, but still like he wanted to get his jabs in, but he was like, I gotta say like, oh yeah, I support the Me Too movement and shit like that.
Then he doesn't. Then he got burned. 478's on the phone too. What's up, 478? I think we got them on here. Hey, 478, can you hear us? Maybe not. Maybe we lost them.
Oh, no.
Well, I think we lost them. Or their mic isn't on or something.
So 1.1 million last night for AEW. Fucking hell, man. Is that their highest rating? Or
It's their third highest rating. It's third largest audience score in show history last night. By the way, the demo here, demo 18 to 49 is up 10% from last week. It was like half the viewers, 575,000 in that key demo, and that's up from last week. So this is really good news for them to bounce back up again.
It's kind of funny too to think that, like, for a lot of the time, a lot of people are like, dude, you know what? It's going to take years for AEW gonna take years for AEW. What is this noise I keep hearing on the fucking call? Is that somebody joining?
Oh, you know what? I heard that too. Is it my phone? I think my phone's going. Shh. Yeah, just turn my phone down.
I keep hearing. I hear a dun dun. It's fucking annoying while I'm trying to talk. You asshole.
It should be gone now. Well, now I hung up on you. That's probably even more annoying. Rosa, call back. I'll get you on. I think maybe your Skype was telling you it was dying. 478, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, man?
Good. I just saw Thunder Rosa just signed with AEW. Is there any chance that AEW might be interested in bringing in Tessa Blanchard in the near future?
I think they've worked on that. And one of the reasons why I said that wouldn't happen is it wasn't that long ago that, everybody was going at her, and including people like Big Swole. Like, they were kind of like, oh, this racism over in whatever. But the thing about that is when people started talking about Tessa Blanchard coming to AEW, Big Swole actually tweeted out supporting her. Like, oh, right. Yeah, it's not that bad. I don't think she's like that. She just made a mistake or whatever. So she said something ignorant, but she's not really. So all these people came out to sort of defend her, and that made me think that maybe she is coming because you know what I mean? Dude, if somebody's actually racist, you ain't jumping on Twitter to be like, yo, let's welcome the racist.
Exactly. And plus, on her Instagram page, I follow her. She got just about multiple female wrestlers from AEW following her. So, boom.
Yeah, no. I think you're right. It's between NXT and between AEW mainly, I think. And she does have a history of being hard and difficult. And remember, they brought in who was the girl they just had in there and was Ivelisse, right? And so she ended up playing out that way, like being difficult, being shitty. And so I wonder if, I just wonder if maybe everyone's being really cautious probably about what they're going to do with Tessa Blanchard. And I don't know, dude, if they haven't brought her in yet, I'm wondering if she will show up anywhere if no one's grabbed her yet.
Exactly. Cause let me ask you another question. Do you think Tony Khan went to all the female wrestlers from in the AEW locker room and asked her, how do you feel bringing her in? Then on top of that, when nobody don't understand that she got male friends from Scorpio Sky, Brian Cage, and Ethan Page can also be a supportive factor saying, look, Tony Khan, bring her in. She is that good. Why not?
Yeah, I like that. Now, here's the danger with that. And by the way, thanks for the call, Captain Insano. Thank you for the call, really. That was a good call. If I'm Tony Khan and I'm trying to figure out if I want to bring in Tessa Blanchard, I don't go in the back and say, hey, I'm thinking about bringing in Tessa Blanchard. What do you think? That is a huge mistake. While empathetic and wonderful. Well, okay, I guess you do that. If you want your locker room to be happy and love everybody and whatever else, and you really care about making everyone happy and feel good, you go in the back and ask them. But that is a dangerous thing, because then people are going to say, hell no, don't bring her, blah, blah, blah. You should know if you want to bring her in or not anyway. And then at that point, you should say to everybody, hey, I'm going to be bringing in Tessa Blanchard. What do you think about that? Because then, one of the wrestlers might be like, oh, I mean, she'll be great. Yeah, she's, and they'll give you their opinion, but they know she's coming. If you say, I'm thinking about bringing her in, all the wrestlers are just going to eat that person alive. So even though it seems like the nice thing to do, wrestlers are notorious for if they're feeling threatened or if they feel threatened or if they're worried about someone coming in. I don't care how great and nice everybody is. If you go back there and you say, I'm thinking about bringing in this person, what do you think? Behind closed doors, a lot of wrestlers will be like, oh, they kind of suck or, they're kind of whatever. Like, dude, they'll do that. You can't just ask everybody, can I bring them in? You need to go in the back and say, I'm bringing them in. What do you think about it? And then you'll get more honest opinions that way. Because people will say, okay, Yeah, she had some problems sometimes, but she'll be great, and she's a big name, so that's cool, all right. And they'll kind of like, even if they're thinking, oh, fuck, no, they'll, again, do whatever you want. People can do whatever they want. If they want to ask and make sure, fine, go ahead. But just knowing the ego of wrestlers and the ego of people, listen, you bring in someone or you don't. You ask around first, like, hey, what do you think about Tessa Blanchard? Hey, what do you think about Tessa Blanchard? You call up the other promoters. How is Tessa Blanchard? How much do I think she could sell merch, sell tickets? Do we need a wrestler? Do we need this name? How could she help us? I wouldn't give a fuck what she did somewhere else. I don't care if she pissed in people's lockers in another place or did whatever the fuck somewhere else. I'd be like, how do I think I can utilize her? And if it's like the New England Patriots brought in people like that all the time. How do we think we can utilize them? A lot of times they worked out. Sometimes they didn't. Who's the running back that the Patriots got back in 2004 or 5? Kobe or Colt or something C. Someone in the chat, hit me up. I should know this. I'm from here. Corey Dillon. Is it Corey Dillon? I think I'm thinking of Corey Dillon. Corey Dillon, I think. He worked out. He was a guy, he's a problem guy. He's going to have problems, blah, blah, blah. Well, we think he can help us in the running game this way. Bring him in. Boom. Helps us in the running game. Huge. No problems. He's out. At the very end, he's out. Randy Moss, yeah, he had some issues, but we set records that season. Then we blew the Super Bowl. But, I don't give a shit. I don't care what he did somewhere else. When we're going to use him how we think we can use him, and if he burns the bridge at the end, well, then he's out of here. Is there a high return for it or a good return? Was there a reason to bring in Ivelisse? I mean, not really, other than to bring in someone and say, like, see what you guys think about this person. But when, I don't know. I mean, Thunder Rosa, talk about the biggest trial period ever. That's why this is such a slam dunk signing Thunder Rosa. This is like, are you serious? Like, this is no-brainer. What she's going to be able to do, she's going to be able to have all these great matches. The fans that are currently AEW fans are going to enjoy her. Anybody who tunes in that never saw her before, when the fans are cheering for her, booing her, or whatever she's doing at the time, they're going to be like, that's a legit person. I like this wrestler. I like her. So, Darby Allin's another one. These are people that, like, maybe someone never heard of it, but when they tune in and they see them, they're going to be like, wow, they're really good, or this person does feel like a star. Man, I got to watch this more often. This is pretty good. Who are these people? So.
Shit bomb!
Oh, damn.
You become a shit bomb.
Cody Mastro.
So my work has me working a 12-hour shift TM, end me now.
Oh my God.
Gonna have to go back and watch what I missed today. 25 love points to AU.
Aw, Cody Mastro, 25
love points.
And one of those hours, the entire paycheck of one of those hours just went to Joe Cronin. Thank you, Cody Mastro. Thank you, man. $24.99, bro. Thank you.
We got a new member. Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm hard. I'm so good. Oh
Whoa.
my God, I'm hard
Whoa.
for the new member.
That was weird.
Okay,
I don't know what's happening there. I have no idea what's happening there, but it's creepy. Very creepy. Yo, Brian Jardine. Thank you very much. Is it Jardine? Brian Jardine? That's a great name. Thank you, man, for becoming a member. That's 2 months in a row from Brian. And, guys, I want to remind you that you guys can, at any time, you can go on a Title Match Network. There's tons of wrestling matches that I've called that are on there, including anything, almost anything from New England All-Star Wrestling. So almost anything from New England All-Star Wrestling will have my commentary on it. And it's a site that has so much. You guys know about a lot of these iPay-per-views that are over there. And there's just a ton of stuff that you guys can watch, and it's endless. If you use coupon code Cronin, you get half off. And you get half off for 3 months, not just for 1 month. You get half off for 3 months. And most people don't cancel. They stick around watching it. There's tons of Thunder Rosa there. Tons of Thunder Rosa, man. Even on the main menu right now when you go there, dude, that's literally the first thing promoted is Mississippi Pro Wrestling Live in Jacksonville. Look at the women on here. There are so many matches, so much women, so many men, so many half men, half women, and dogs. There are barbecuing live streams from barbecues and cookouts. It's amazing. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about. But there's a bunch of shit on here. Go check it out. Certainly check it out. You guys, again, New England All-Star Wrestling is a company that I'm doing a lot of commentary for, but then there's a bunch of other stuff. There's this AEW rating, again, is very important. It's really good. And here's a little bit. Whoa, hey now, whoa. Here's a little bit of from New England All-Star Wrestling just a month ago. Great night. Here's a little clip of it as I pull up this other wrestling news here that I want to talk about. Tonight is Out of Nowhere live on Patreon, so make sure you guys are part of that.
They had to tighten the ropes earlier. I mentioned they were loose.
This is I'm telling you, go watch this whole event.
JT Dunn's got a metal
Look at that. Zoom in on JT Dunn's crotch, and look, he used a weapon.
object in his hand. He's got a foreign object in his hand. Tony P's got to notice this. Oh, he did. Tony P does notice it. And from behind, Tony P's going to discard. Teddy Goods has it rolled up. 1, 2, 2.5, no. Good eyes by referee Tony P, but a super kick to the chest. And a kick to the face by JT Dunn, and then an elbow strike to the top of the head. Teddy Goods might have been knocked out by it, I don't know. Hit by death by elbow in this match. And he was going to use a foreign object, but it was really just subterfuge. Tony P was distracted, and he kicked Teddy Goods right below the belt. And ironically, a kick below to the belt is going to earn him a belt. And now shoving referee Tony P. I don't know what the hell is so good about this. I don't know what the hell's so good about cheating. First, he hits Teddy Goods from behind in the head after Goods wins the belt. And then he gets rewarded with a match.
I mean, let's be honest. JT Dunn really is a scumbag. I mean, JT Dunn always cheats, right? The guy's always cheating. Let's just be honest. But yeah, big news again. If you haven't, like I said, Thunder Rosa's birthday's today. Go give her some love on Twitter. She got signed by AEW, and again, the AEW rating is huge, 1.1 million. It's their third biggest rating ever. So if something big happens and all this news ends up being true over the next couple of months, over the rest of this year, I mean, they have the potential to catch WWE in Monday Night Raw, which is that's crazy. I mean, this is why, beating out NXT. I mean, you wonder if that's why Vince is trashing NXT so much. He's pissed. Hey, Triple H, I thought you would take out AEW, or you would best AEW, so I could say, like, we're not worried about them. They can't even beat AEW. They can't even beat NXT. They can't even beat NXT. We got SmackDown, Raw, and AEW can't even beat NXT. I don't give a damn about them at all. But NXT is trouncing now NXT. And so you wonder if that is one of the reasons why you see them just being blasted. I'm out of here, guys. I'll see you tonight live on Patreon for Out of Nowhere with Jake DeMarco. Me and Jake live on Patreon. Make sure you guys sign up on Patreon so you don't miss out on that. And I will leave you with the promo that I did. See, not only will I do commentary for all these companies, and not only will I jump in the ring and wrestle or be a manager or be whatever I have to be, but I will also edit fun video promos and have a good time doing it. So here's the promo that we did last month for JT Dunn and Teddy Goods. I'm out of here. Happy birthday, AEW, killing it, 1.1 million. It's the third highest so far from AEW. And besides tonight is the Out of Nowhere podcast live on Patreon. Sign up now, $2 with me and Jake, live tonight at 10 p.m. on Patreon. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be live streaming playing Diablo, the video game, probably all Friday night. And then Saturday night is Monetize This. So that's what I'll be doing this week. I'll see you guys then.
What a match! Oh, Pillman, he ducked out of it. A super kick! Come up. Waist lock here. Good.
O'Connor roll block. Teddy counters.
Three. He got him. He got him.
Grit and determination can make you the first ever junior heavyweight champion. It also makes you a target.
Oh my God! He held up the junior heavyweight championship that belongs to me and told all those people he was the best.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. He's been angry at Teddy Goods for a long time.
And then I walked in the ring and I hit him in the back of the head with death by elbow.
Teddy Goods That's disgusting.
Who's the best now, Teddy?
Now Teddy Goods must face a jealous familiar foe.
No.
Wait a second.
Teddy, come on.
Come on, guys.
That's what he wants, Teddy.
Somebody's got to stop this. Seriously. JT Dunn thinks it's funny.
Now, at New England All-Star Wrestling's All-Star Anniversary 2021, larger than life, Friday, June 11th, in Kingston, Massachusetts, JT Dunn meets Teddy Goods. Tickets available now. If you guys want to see that match, it's available on Title Match Wrestling, Title Match Network, coupon code Cronin. Just search New England All-Star Wrestling. See you guys tonight.